All right, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first gathering of collaborators and contributors for our newly branded Be Well Travel and Lifestyle magazine. Oh my goodness, sometimes we can work on projects and we chip away at it, and one day it clicks. And for so much of the earlier years, I've been feeling like I have two things going on. I have the magazine that I am totally in love with. I have my travel business that I'm totally using as my retirement and a true lifestyle that I want to live when I grow up. So it clicked one day like I need to merge these things. So, of course, I sent out a text real quick to Mike and JoJo Pod to see if I'm going crazy or is this a thing. And they gave me a thumbs up. And so it is really exciting to know that now I have a way to be able to incorporate my travel partners into in both ways. So the whole vision of this initiative and what I wanted to make it available for is because most of the people in my organization on my team have other areas of expertise. They have other things that they're passionate about. So the magazine is just another vehicle for you all to become more discoverable as you promote your travel business or any other projects that you may be involved in. So today is officially our first meeting for 2024. We have several more people that will be contributors. They have committed. One is in Puerto Rico. A few other ones had schedule conflicts, but we are recording so they can get a chance to catch up and still participate. So this is just a flow of our agenda today. Our first item on the agenda is going to be just doing a check in with you all. How are you feeling right now at this moment? How are you feeling? And then if you had to describe one word on how you feel about participating as a contributor for 2024. Whoever like to start can start.
Well, I'll break the ice. I am feeling so peaceful right now. I just feel a lot of peace. And my one word is um, exciting. It's a phrase. Excitingly curious. And I'm Jojo
Love that.
Maria Anzaroma. I'm going to be the managing editor for the magazine.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Jojo Pye. And everybody, when you introduce yourself, let us know what state you're in, also city and state, so we can kind of know who's where.
Yeah, I'm in Southern California. It doesn't look like this today, but that's what it can look like.
And who do you want to pass it to, Jojo Pye?
I'll pass it to Lanisha.
I knew you were passing it to me. I said she's gonna pick me, but no. Hello, everyone. So I'm Lanisha, and I am in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. How I'm feeling? I am feeling excited. I was very excited to see this meeting invite, and so thank you for sending it. As far as my one word, I would say fly. Because fly stands for fulfilling living. And so it's just a merge of where I'm kind of am in my space, which is the merge between purpose, travel, and lifestyle. So it fits very well in the whole portfolio. So I'm excited.
I love that. I love that, Lanisha. Yes. Okay. Who do you want to pass it to, my dear?
I'm going to pass it to Miss Wendy.
Okay.
I see, I knew you were going to choose me. And so I am Wendy Campbell. I am in the sunny state of Arizona. We finally got to tank tops and flip flops, and I'm so happy about that. So that would kind of be my word is just elated with the weather. And because it determines my mood a little bit. So sometimes when it's overcast, I feel a little overcast. So having these sunny, cloudy days where it's not cold outside, where we can go without sweaters on, just makes me elated. So and I think my one word is meaningful. I'm looking forward to really getting into my feelings and what I'm going to be writing about, just making sure that it's meaningful for the publication and those that read it.
I love it. Thank you so much, Wendy. Who you like to pass it to?
Did I see Christina on here?
Yep, Christina, are you at work or are you able to share?
I'm able to share.
Welcome.
Yes, hello,
Welcome,
hello,
my dear.
everyone. Yes, San Diego, California. It is not sunny today, but just being appreciative of, the weather in itself. But for me, my word would be embracing. For me, it's just embracing the changes, embracing growth and the timing right now for everything coming together in all of our lives in our own ways for us. So that's what I wanted to share. So embracing is my word.
Thank you.
Grateful
Thank
to
you.
be a part.
Awesome. Thank you, Christina. And who you want to pass it to?
I am passing it over to Yolanda.
Okay.
Hello, hello, hello. I am Yolanda. I am in Fort Worth, Texas. I am just grateful. I am grateful that you tapped me to be a part of your magazine. My word is excited. I'm truly excited to be able to um, share the importance of family. Um, Bridging, and my goal for my travel business is to bridge that gap that most families have, and using travel as the vehicle of bridging that gap.
Yes, I love that. Yes, Yolanda. Okay, well, I've met everybody here. I'm coming in today from the beautiful state of Arizona, and I'm with you, Wendy. I need to have that sun in my life because when we have overcast, I'm like, okay, now Arizona, I ain't used to this, and so it really makes a difference if things eat up. So my one word, how I'm feeling right now, is really grounded, really, really, really grounded. The last couple of weeks have allowed me to spend a little bit more time in just getting grounded. And how I am feeling about the magazine is total alignment. Alignment, alignment is my word. And I'm going to pass it right on over to Mike.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good to see some familiar faces and names here on the Zoom today. And I'm going to say that I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. Let me start there. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and like all the other Arizonians said, enjoying. I'm not showing up on the camera, am I? Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, okay. Enjoying the warmer weather. We're getting into them 70s, and I even saw 80 on the thing yesterday. So taking my walks again, which I'm enjoying. I would say my one word for how I'm feeling is prepared. I have some aggressive goals that I set out for this year, and I've been doing a lot of reflecting just over the past few years about my journey in my business. And I feel like all that has led up into this moment and prepared me for the next phase, which I'm looking forward to.
I love it. Okay, Mike, thank you so much. And you are definitely prepared. I love the way you've been able to, take some time and get real tunnel vision about some things. It's very inspiring. All right, so let's get our agenda back up and then we're going to go ahead and flow through a few things here. All right, so here is I kind of talked about the purpose of the meeting is really just to introduce the new direction of the magazine. First, it was Be Well magazine, really, really focused on women entrepreneurs. That was really a general kind of overarching theme of Be Well, but we really want to narrow it down to focus more on all things lifestyle and travel so that when people see this publication, they know that it's going to be some contributors in there, and we're going to be providing them with inspiration, stories, ways to travel better, ways to share our travel experiences, and then also lifestyle. So for me, I'm going to be focusing a lot on the business of travel, of course, and then tapping into the expertise of our partners in areas of lifestyle and travel. So the purpose of this meeting is a couple things. One, to bring us together as a community so that we can have a shared relationship by getting to know each other more. And so there will be these ongoing Zooms where we can come together, get a chance to hear from each other, ideas or questions. And so that is the overall purpose of the meeting. And then I also wanted to make sure you all understood the roles that we're playing. And we're going to start with JoJo Pop. I'm so excited to have her on board as that managing editor. She'll tell you a little bit about her background. And so when I say alignment is the word, because each of you all were picked for a specific reason. And just to have JoJo Pa in the area of her expertise and experience to be able to help with that visioning, as well as being that editor that's going to help us make sure that we have just a premier product that we're going to be sharing with communities around the country, and I'm going to say around the world, because we are about travel, right? So JoJo Pa, please share a little bit more about your background, and then how does this meeting serve the purpose in your role?
Sure. So, first of all, with my background, I met Carmen about 15 years ago in 2008. And, girl, I was just thinking this morning about there was one time when we was financially unfit and working from paycheck to paycheck, and some money, it's something, a card had come up for food. I think you had applied and got a food card, and
Yes.
meet up at the health food store.
Yes, I remember that.
Remember that? I was just thinking about that today. So that's
Yes,
the kind of sister girlfriends we were. And also we had a floating 20.
yes.
So somebody said, can you loan me 20? Yeah, here's the 20, and floated around. Oh my God. So
With
yeah,
Debbie, with Debbie.
with Debbie, that's right. That's right. We'd float that 20, honey. Get through. Oh my
Yes.
God. Yeah. So yeah, that's how far back me and Carmen go.
Mhm.
And I have just so enjoyed working with Carmen over the years in human services, which is in both our backgrounds. And being able to just really be supported by her. She's been one of my biggest cheerleaders in the work that I do, which is always innovative, always sometimes scary for people. But Carmen found a way to say, no, this is how we break it down. They're not so scared. She'd always be inviting me to make a presentation, co-facilitate with her. I don't co-facilitate with everybody because everybody doesn't get the rhythm. They don't get the jazz. But Carmen is somebody, we don't even have to plan it. We just show up and we can co-facilitate something. Yeah. And that's from our skill and the long time that we have been doing work and doing work together. So I'm just ultra delighted that she gave me a chance to utilize a skill that I have that I really don't get enough use out of, and that is my English literature background. And when I was in school, that was laughed at because what are you going to do with that? You can't make any money off of that. I had very small classes when it was time for writers like Melville and, even James Baldwin, because everybody was trying to be a lawyer, a doctor, or get a social work degree, right? But I knew that it was important for me to do what I love to do. I love literature, and I focused on English literature and American literature from the 19th century, which is to me some of the most prolific, challenging form of English literature ever come into being. It's incredible because the writers then they got paid by the page, and so like Charles Dickens, who wrote like Oliver Twist and whatnot, he had to write enough information to make those pages so you could get paid, right? So these books are like 1,000 pages and stuff like that, you know. But this opportunity to bring that skill of my love for the English language um, to the magazine is just really exciting for me. Um, and and I am also a creative. I do creative writing. I have published a book about the work I did as a human service professional, and am working on the sequel to that. Um, so I just love writing. It was one of the things growing up that helped to save my life. And for many, many years, I've been very upset with the New York Times and other popular magazines because whenever they would talk about Black people, they would use a small b. And in English grammar, that's a no-no because it goes against the rules, but yet they would do it. And I was on a campaign to try to get with several other people to try and get them to change that. And it wasn't until George Floyd died, and after a 6-month meeting among staff at the New York Times, that they then decide, oh yes, Black should be spelled with a capital B when you're referring to a people or a culture. So it's stuff like that, that now I get a chance to make sure that, because I still see it being used with a small b when I'm reading things, and I'm like, what happened, you know? It to me, it's a microaggression. And also, you know, when you're saying white people, that should be used with a capital W, you know, people of color, that to me should be with a capital P, because it's a proper noun. But anyway, you know, that's my thing. So I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to English grammar. But I also am very, very appreciative of people speaking in their voice. And Black English is real, and it hopefully will be around forever. Because to me, it's what keeps the English language growing. It's in Black English that we come up with new vocabulary, new terms, new ways of phrasing things. Black English is very, very powerful. And so I encourage people to write in their voice. I believe if you can speak it, you can write it. And so my job is to really help you make sure that you're in your voice. ChatGPT is wonderful. It comes up with a lot of information very quickly, but then you can take that and make sure it's in your voice, that it's what you want to express and you want to share. Because as Carmen said, a big, big purpose of this magazine is that you are discoverable. It's a showcase, it's a platform for you to be able to share your love of travel, your love of being an entrepreneur, and to, you know, share that journey with readers. It's a way to be spotlighted. This magazine is. It's a way to show off. Remember how we were told that as kids? Don't show it off. Well, no, show off. We need you to show off. We need you to bring your genius onto the pages of this magazine as we are, you know, really helping to promote the importance of a liberated lifestyle, as we're helping to promote how travel is an education. That's how we educate ourselves. And we're so grateful to have your genius and your creativity combined in all of this, all of what we're doing, collaborating together to really do something new. And like I said, my curiosity is because this thing can go so far and so big, so many places. And I'm just so curious to see, like, what are we going to come up with? What are we going to do? You know, how are we going to do it? So, yeah, that's 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 what I want to say right now. I'm going to stop there because I'm so excited.
Thank you so much, Jojo. I love that. And then in addition to you being, you know, such a experienced and gifted writer, what I'm feeling extremely blessed by is the fact that you're also very gifted in storytelling, because someone could really understand grammar and all of those particulars, but not necessarily be gifted in storytelling. And I'm hoping that both of those parts of your experience and expertise comes out. And the other thing, before I turn it over to Mike, 'cause I want Mike to talk a little bit about, I love the way we come together every quarter for the magazine online. That's something that he put together for us, and I want him to just be able to speak to that so we can be prepared for that. But I want you guys, if you ever read the Essence magazine, and this is what I mean by discoverable. I was intimately involved in my magazine, so that's what made me want to do the magazine, regardless of what's happening online. But I remember reading every book that Susan Taylor created because she did the piece in the magazine In the Spirit. I followed her, like, oh my goodness, what city is she going to be in now? Like, what conference is she going to be speaking in? So I just think that there is a demographic of people that still, in this age of online, of course, we have online access, but I think it's still a demographic of people, women in particular, that still want to curl up with their wine or their coffee or tea and curl up to a good magazine. You couldn't tell me that I didn't know Susan Taylor personally, because everything, that's the first thing I would pick up in the magazine is reading her article. So now, because we are in 2024, we can really bring it to life. In addition to the magazine, Mike has added an element that allows people to get to know our contributors more. So Mike, can you talk a little bit about when we do the whole big pre-release online?
Sure thing. Yep. So we're going to get into the theme and talk about that next. And just want to give you some overview. Some of you may have seen it. Some of you may have been part of previous virtual launches that we've done, but we created an opportunity for the writers and the contributors and the advertisers in the magazine to be able to just put a face and a personality to the things that the people are going to learn while reading the magazine. So we do a virtual launch on Talk It Up Tuesday, which is a live stream show that we do via YouTube, via Facebook. And it's an online party for us. It's a time for everybody to get together, have some conversation with each other, but then also interact with the readers in the audience so that they're not just reading words on the page, but they're actually connecting to you using their other senses. So it's been fun. People who attend those get really hyped up in the comments, and they're live chatting with us while we're going. And we want to definitely keep that going. So, when we talk about the timelines and the dates when we do the premiere, that'll be something that you will all get invited to and have an opportunity to participate in. For every issue, you can come to the stage and join us online for that virtual launch.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Thanks. Okay. And so next on our agenda, all right, so now it is time for us to talk about our theme for our spring issue. All right, so here is our theme. Mike and Jojo Pie and I, we've been brainstorming and playing with a couple of themes, and this is what we've settled on: renew and recharge. So if you can start thinking about your area of expertise, in Yolanda's case, and we're going to be talking about families, what is a family experience that could be created that really supports that renew and recharge? So it's inspired by the concept of a time of celebration and liberation. This theme invites our readers to embrace renewal and joy in their entrepreneurial ventures. And just think about how important that is, because as women entrepreneurs, who is our main target, it is so important that we slow down from all of our business and entrepreneurial endeavors and just be able to have that time to renew and experience joy with our families. Stories of transformative personal and business renewals, guides to craft and joyful and fulfilling work lives, and explorations of retreats and celebrate culture and creativity. I was just looking at the, okay, all
Make sure
righty.
you are frozen.
Any thoughts or feedback on the theme? Thoughts or feedback, anybody? Can you see yourself putting paper to pen with that?
Yeah, I think I've already started writing some stuff down. So, yeah,
Good, good,
definitely,
Wendy. Christina said
definitely
in the
have
chat she think it's
some.
fantastic. What were you saying, Wendy?
No, I say I just already started almost writing my article in my head.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. So that is what we're going to be focusing on. And so here are some of our, here's some of the support that we have in place for you guys and some timelines. So March 20, of course, this is going to be in the communication you're going to get to. So March 26th, the articles are going to be due. April 16th is Talk It Up Tuesday. So that's when we're going to do that pre-launch virtually. And then Jojo Pie is going to be hosting the Writers Cafe on Mondays and Bond to Bill, so that if you want to come in there and discuss your article or any support, I'm so excited about her making that space available. And then you're going to be able to submit your documents, your article, your photos, and all of that good stuff with a Google form that Mike has created.
Yep, and we'll put those links and everything that you need, the dates, so that you can add them to your calendar. We'll also send out an invite for the important dates so that you have everything that you need leading up to these dates.
Mm-hmm. All right, it is your time. It is your time, everybody. Any questions for you?
I do have a couple of questions. So they kind of go towards both of them are like the virtual launch. So my first question is, when we do the virtual launch and we have the link for the magazine, is that a unique link that's created for each publication of the magazine, or is it the same link and the publication is uploaded to that link? And the reason why I'm asking is because I know we have the virtual link, but there are some of us that are in the same city, like me, you, and Michael, Michaela, and some other contributors. So I was thinking if we had a virtual launch, maybe we could have a virtual launch at a restaurant somewhere or somewhere where we're all together for the launch, and we could pass out the printed link on cards, whether it be a Be Well card or our business card with the link on the back or something like that, and just pass those out to people, wherever we are, so that we can get, more people access to the magazine that way. So that was kind of a two-part question, but kind of in reference to the virtual launch.
Wow. I'll let Mike respond, but I absolutely love that idea.
Yeah. So we do multiple ways for people to get access to the magazine. We always have BeWellMagazines.com/magazine. So that link always is the same. And we actually have whatever the current magazine plus all the previous magazines are always going to be there. So that link remains the same every time. We had done for publishing partners a unique link for them that allows them to be able to have a link for the issue that might have their cover photo on there. But everybody can always go to the homepage of Be Well Magazines or the magazine page and get access to all the archives. I think the idea of doing the virtual launch from a physical space, it sounds cool too. So we just have to get the logistics together to that. But I'll let Carmen speak to that.
I love it. I think that that is something that we can definitely do. We're going to be hosting our Lunch and Learn, and I think it's April 13th. And so that is going to be an event that's going to highlight the magazine. It won't be released to the public until the 16th, but the Lunch and Learn that we're having at season 52, it is going to be available there.
Cool. And so we're able to, like, if we wanted to print like some business cards with the link to the magazine on there and just pass that out in our own network of people, like in our neighborhoods and things like that, it's okay for us to do that.
Mike had created some really nice business cards for me. So I think that, yeah, I think that that would be a great idea to have something like that and maybe have a QR code or something
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
I love
definitely do
that.
that.
I love that. Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay,
Lanisha
Lanisha,
has
you
her
had a
hand up.
question? I
Yeah.
put the last link on my link tree. Oh, that's a great idea, Lanisha.
Oh, smart. That's
Yeah,
smart.
let me make a note of that. I'm gonna have to steal that. Okay. Okay, Lanisha, you got a question? Go right ahead.
Yes, so I have two questions. The first question, because I've been over here searching diligently. Are you able to send out a list? Because I don't remember my topic. I know we talked about it, but it's been some months ago and I can't find my notes. And so my organization is off the charts right now. It's like red
Uh-huh.
alert. Where are my notes?
Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, are you able to send that out or
Yep, I have yours in my I wrote everybody's in my calendar book. I don't have that right here, but I'll send you yours so that you can know. And don't feel like it's locked in. That was some of my initial. I think I had yours more talking about the business of travel and how people can incorporate it if they are coaches, like really drive home and support the messages that I'm going to be giving on the business of travel. So that's what I was thinking about more for you.
okay.
Hmm. Great
That
question.
that is coming back. Is now.
Okay.
Thank you to say that. Um, the second question that I have is somewhat along the lines of Miss Wendy's about just marketing and kind of brand awareness. Just hearing the stories from you and how, magazines have kind of shaped your life over the years. That was not the same for like my generation or even Gen Zs. And so outside of putting it in a link tree, is there anything else that you think that I could do to kind of bridge the gap?
Man, I almost feel like that's something that I want us to highlight. I want us to maybe do an interview with you, spotlight you to talk about that intergenerational relationship with magazine and print. And then maybe we can get some feedback from our readers and our audience because it's so significant. Like I always tell my daughters, they were raised with old parents. So Imani is very addicted to like magazines. She just like me, but she was raised in that environment with that. Like she knows that's not going to be a default to her to get magazine or see her peers doing it, but she has an elevated appreciation for it because she was raised up with that. But as I say, that's because you got old parents, but your peers, they ain't thinking about it like that. So Lanisha, I think it might be a great opportunity for you and I to have a discussion, maybe a one-on-one talk it up Tuesday and kind of talk about that. And then we can get feedback from the audience on how we can bridge that gap with that, because I don't know, like I will be wanting to get some of your innovative ways. How are they retaining information? I'm just kind of stuck on reading this article that says that the average person now has an attention span because of social media less than a goldfish. Like 3 minutes is about all they can hang with. And I literally would sit there with an article, go through and highlight it, and just love my magazines. And so now if this magazine culture is competing with people that don't have an attention span of more than 3 minutes, because everything got to be moving and just all the whole TikTok thing, I don't know. Like it just may be something that can be discussed with our readers.
Okay,
I have a
good.
comment too.
Yeah.
So I think that a couple things that I'll add to it is like though we have the magazine and magazine is like part of the title, we do also have the digital presence of social media and other platforms to use. For the magazine, the articles that are written in the magazine are also published on the Be Well website as a blog post. So there's an opportunity because people are following those type of things like on Instagram. I know you see all those stories from all the gossip publications or magazines or blogs. Like they're literally just taking the same stuff that they put on their blog and just converting it over to an Instagram format like a carousel or a reel and something like that. So there's an opportunity if the interest is there for you to kind of be that person who kind of represents the magazine in that way, if you like, on those type of platforms in a way that your demographic would engage with it. So we could definitely explore that opportunity too. And really that applies to anybody. We have no problem giving you platform. That's what the whole point of this is to be a platform for you to utilize to get your voice out and increase your discoverability. So we are definitely open to that and can create opportunities for that.
Love it. Great question. Excellent suggestions, Mike.
And I think too that and be a social commentator. Um, we're in a time where we've moved into what I call um, the dark ages of modernity, because what the modern world has done, for just this, for example, packaged food now there's more evidence that it's poisoning us. And, packaged food was created to help really the mama of the house get the food, get the dinner done quickly, because now she was out in the workforce. And over the years, what has happened is because everything gets so packaged in plastic or frozen in plastic, that plastic is going into our system. And so there is this movement that's going on where people are kind of now saying, maybe I should be cooking my food naturally. I need to stop buying frozen food. Maybe I need to get the vegetables, chop them up,
Yes.
and just cook it, like that. And I also think too that some of the chronic illnesses that are going on are coming out of people not being able to just rest, just be still, just take some time. And so, one of the things we envision the magazine, why it's being in print, will be able to do is to be a tool for that. That's another part of our thinking, because liberated lifestyle means being healthy. Liberated lifestyle isn't I get to do whatever I want. No, it's about what do I need to do so that I can be here during all of this chaos, all of this change, all of this commotion, and be well. And again, back to be well, right? There we go. So I love this notion of, yes, that we need to stay aware that we want people to access it and we want to get as much different audience as possible, but we also still want to be clear about what our vision and what our goal is in the wellness piece and the liberated lifestyle. And so having a paper magazine, something that you can touch, tactile, doing things with your hands after you've been on the computer all day is very, very important and healthy, you know. And so again, that's just so Lanisha, you have some more background and understanding about too where we're coming from with this. Why this old school magazine thing is happening? We really think it has a great benefit down the line. Yeah.
Thanks, Jojo Pa.
Ooh, can I have one more quick thing? Because I know that we are
Yeah.
the time, but to me, that's the whole beauty of all this is the intergenerational connections between all the different women and their experiences. So I just love that that comes out in that way through this. I think that's something that for us to really highlight and celebrate.
Yes, and I just so I just gotta be able to really get my messages out through the article and the blog. I text my daughters. I'm usually up out of my bed by 4:30 in the morning. And when JoJo Pie was talking about the ability to slow down, I just felt convicted because I was like, let me just share and tell the truth. So I moved in a new place January 17th, right? So that means I've been in this place over a month. And I'm always out of my bed by 4:30 on most mornings. And for some reason, I have not even slowed down enough to look out of my bedroom window to really see what it looks like at 4 something in the morning. So I texted girls, I said, I'm done with this self-made rat race. Like I'm getting ready to slow down because when I open up my blinds, I've been opening up the blinds. I make my bed, do the blinds, after I finish my scriptures and gratitude. And all of a sudden, I opened up the blinds this morning, and the mountains that I've seen out my window, the skyline was so freaking beautiful. And I was just like, where did this mountain come from? I hadn't even paid attention. So when you were just talking about the ability to have something in our hands and just really be able to slow down, it was so beautiful to the point that made me want to change my dresser around, put a chair in the bedroom so that I can see that view every morning. And it's been here like for a whole month. I'm like, how did you get here? So now I'm addicted to it. So when I tell you that that is definitely has to be mentioned as one of the goals, because I know so many times, whether we're working a job or working our business, it's so easy to get into autopilot. So thank you for reminding me of that. It's definitely one of the purposes for the magazine, JoJo Pie. Any other questions?
Hi, it's Christina. I don't have any questions, but I wanted to contribute in being a recovery and wellness coach, with my background in healthcare as well for over 20 years. I just wanted to contribute to what Joba was saying in regards to, I've been contributing with, just a little bit of my background, Elation Magazine, where we are quote unquote, uplifting souls worldwide. In 2014, they saw, a need that everyone was more into radio, internet radio, podcast. So they transitioned and stopped writing. But even back then to now, we still have people asking, when are you going to start the magazine up again? Because we have become what I call a microwave society where, quick fix for this, quick fix for that. But as a recovery and wellness coach, there is a time now where people understand and see that fast paced and they want to learn to slow down. They want to read. They want to yield and be still. And they want to learn, because wellness is booming right now. So this is, such an on time thing. So I'm really excited to be a part. But even in promoting as far as the magazine, that we could even a little snippet of an article, turning that into a reel on TikTok, and then having the link, either in the comments or on the actual reel itself, to where, just to get people to, draw them into that. So that's what I was actually going to be doing, utilizing reels and videos to be able to lead people to the magazine. So that's just what I wanted to say.
Awesome. And Christina is going to be focusing on, because she is certified, in addition to her medical background and wellness and recovery. She's also got extensive training and certification in the area of travel and wellness. What is your certificate exactly? What is it called, Christina? And she's so good with her social media reels and stuff. And we have some real superstars on this platform that's really good with the social media. But what is your exact certification,
Well,
Christina?
through the Wellness Travel University, I'm a
Yeah.
certified wellness travel designer, and I've studied as well for cancer, trips for people that have cancer and immobilities and disabilities. So I'm able to help them curate
Beautiful.
trips for that.
Yes, so I'm super excited to be promoting that part of her expertise in the
Yes.
magazine. So that's going to be so good. Thank you so much, Christina. Anything else? Okay, so our follow-up things is that we're going to be sending out some information on when articles are due. You'll have information about the cafe. So for those of you that's catching a recording, I'll be confirming with you all so we can finalize a list of who's going to be our 2024 contributors, and we'll set you all up on the email and constant contact, making sure that you know how to access Bond to Bill for those of you that's not in Bond to Bill yet, because that's where all the communication and the recordings and all of that is going to be. And it seemed like, and then Mike will let us know when he has time to craft some type of business cards so that we can have that where people can get access to the magazines also. And anything else, JoJo Pie, Mike, before I give some closing comments?
Sure. I just wanted to say that, it's really important to me that you see an editor as somebody whose job is to really make you the best as possible. not to take anything away. So just know that when I'm editing, if I have a question about anything, I will be in communication with you. I will not just be trying to change something or whatever without first having a conversation with you, and getting your approval is really important to me, because again, I'm a writer, so I don't let everybody edit my stuff because I feel like they won't understand it, and or won't ask the right questions. And so I want to make sure that I'm honoring that same truth with all of you. And so the Writers Cafe would be an opportunity if you just want to come and, get some idea or get some feedback on something you've started or whatever. But also, once you've submitted your article, as I'm going through the editing process, I will definitely be in communication with you. Yeah,
Okay,
and somebody
so
else, the Writers Cafe. Right now, what seems to be the best timings would be 5 p.m. Pacific time, which would be 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern,
mhm,
and for about an hour.
yes,
And the
and then make
frequency
sure.
of it is what I'll figure out, but
Mhm,
have it be available to you leading up to the submission of the articles. Yeah,
mhm, yep. And word count is 500 words or less. Thanks, Mike.
right.
Okay, you all. Well, thank you so much. And for everybody that's going to be catching a replay, we missed you. Don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions, will receive a link so that we're going to have a space and Bond to Bill. So as things come up, you'll be able to communicate with us. It'll be a space. The Be Well 2024 contributors is a space that we'll all be in the Bond to Bill community, where you can find us and you can find each other. So be sure to
Yes,
connect with each
yes.
other on social media, get to know each other.
Mhm.
And it's going to be a fantastic year for Be Well Travel and Lifestyle Magazine. Thank you all so much for your support. Have a good night.
Thank you.